All right. Good evening, Who That Nation. Welcome to the WDN Chatline podcast. This is the host CB, and tonight I'm here with my co-host WD. WD, man, we got another division matchup versus this is rival time, man. The Bucs. We've been having some interesting matchups, even though we done beat them, for the past couple of years in a row. But man, this is an interesting rivalry now. So how you feeling, fam?
Man, how I'm feeling about this game. Call me crazy. It wouldn't shock me if we won. Now I'm not saying that the Saints are going to win, but it wouldn't shock me if they win. I like the matchup. I really do like the matchup, even after scoring 0 points. I'm not too confident with the coaching staff. I'm not too confident with the quarterback play. But with the matchups, man, like you basically said, we basically had this team number a couple of years. I mean, really, for the most part, especially on and Brady these past couple of years, and we did lose a matchup versus them early this year. However, for most of that game, man, we held them to 0 points. And look, with our defense getting healthier, man, I'm starting to feel a little bit more confident. Now, the offense gonna have to do something, and we gonna have to talk about it. Let's get it.
Big facts. And to that nation, before we get started, I want to apologize. Um, we supposed to get on this more Thursday. Some things came up, and we had to push it back a few days. So first off, man, apologies for that. Just had some things come up, and we had to postpone the show. But we're here, and we're gonna talk about this matchup. I see Miss Anna said, "All right, well, yeah." Shout out to Miss Anna. We hear Miss Anna, and I see some
Jerry
more.
said, "What happened to y'all?"
Yeah, man. Big apologies, man. Just some stuff came up. Uh, just had to update some stuff. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I see Miss Anna. I see Brandon, McGowan. I see Travis 504. Who that everybody? Yeah, man. Who that to all of y'all? Yeah, OG man, just had some things come up, man. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Doug Corleone, who that to y'all? But yeah, that's what we're gonna do tonight, man. We're just gonna have our preview show about this upcoming matchup versus the Buccaneers. Now y'all know the history behind all of this for the past couple of seasons, and even when they brought Tom Brady down, we were still able to, do the same thing we've been doing to them in the past. But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get into that. So let's just go ahead and hop right into it. Let's go to this injury report on our side first because we know that Marshawn Lattimore versus Mike Evans, even though it's been one sided, down there the whole ever since Marshawn was a Saint, that still makes it an interesting matchup. That usually be the highlight of the matchup. Um, but Marshawn is questionable for tomorrow night's matchup. So hopefully we get him. But let's just go to the injury report. Let's start on the defensive side of the ball. Defensively, WD, how you feeling about the injury report? We got some guys that could be out there tomorrow night. Pete Warner, Marshawn. What's your thoughts, fam?
It's huge, man. I mean, look, Pete Warner, he's been a beast. With Lattimore, we already know what he is, man. He's the first of all, he's had his best games versus Mike Evans. So this. If there's any game you want to show up for, it's definitely gonna be this one. He gotta make sure he on the field for this one. But Pete Warner being back is huge, despite Kaden Ellis, who's actually been playing really, really good, man. So just to have them out there and seeing what they might do if they throw them out there at the same time along with the Mario, that could be huge, man. But if you remember in the first game, now look, Bucs, they didn't really have Julio out there. They didn't have Godwin out there.
Mm-hmm.
They also didn't have some other guys out there. However, I'm liking the matchup right now because we didn't have a Devo and we didn't have a Lonnie Taylor. In fact, I think Alontae Taylor came at the end of the game, and it took for what it took for Sean, and it took for Sean getting ejected, and some other guys getting hurt and stuff like that. So I think it's huge, man. I can tell you one thing for certain though. Um, I feel like having Lattimore, Alante, not sure if they're gonna have him out there in the slot. And I know Paulson D, well, he's gonna be on the other side. Like I said earlier, he wasn't playing in the other game. So just to have those three guys out there, man, I think that's way bigger than anything. I mean, I definitely don't want to see Chris Harris out there. Not too crazy about Bradley Roby, but with those three cornerbacks out there, man, I don't know, man. We got a good chance, I think, especially defensively.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Chris Harris. That's a name that, if anything, is negative. I mean, it's been like that for a few weeks with Chris Harris, but it really showed itself against San Fran. They need to get that man off the field. He had his best days is far past him. But yeah, man, if he's out there, I think things can get concerning on the defensive side, in the secondary, because they're gonna pick on him. They're gonna pick on him, and it could possibly cause their offense to thrive. Like I said, I mean, we done played these guys before. We got their number. We already know what they bring to the table with Fournette, Brady. That offense had been clicking like that, honestly, this season. I don't know if you can say it's more of Brady or just more of, I don't know. I know could the head coach, the play calling, change up has affected their offense. I'm not sure, but I know their offensive line, Tristan Wirth, he won't be available, so that's a good thing. But we've done that before, and well, this first round matchup, they one of their tackles wasn't there, and we weren't getting no pressure like that to Brady. So that's one thing. If you look at this first matchup, what we can get better at going into this one is getting pressure on Brady, making him eat dirt. Um, but yeah, I just think getting pressure and, like you said, having Lattimore, possibly Lattimore with Alante and a Debo, that's going to be a wonderful matchup. Um, against their receivers. We didn't see Julio that first round. I really don't know how. I mean, if Julio really has it like that or not, um, I'm not sure. But
Oh, I would love to see the mashup, whether it's Alante or Paulson Medieval on him. You know, Alante is physical. He's pleased, man. I think he'll give Julio a run for his money. And I mean, I know they're gonna throw Chris Godwin in the slot probably. So that's more of a bigger matchup, I think. Whoever guarding him, but yeah, I can see us. I mean, we played. We Julio has never really had a big game versus us. I mean, if there's anything we good at, is shutting him down too. So
facts. And Chris Godwin, did he play game
no, he
one?
did not.
No, he didn't. He didn't. So I mean, that's a big piece that's gonna be here for the second matchup. And like I said, I'm not talking nothing about the division race or nothing. I'm just speaking on Tampa's behalf because I'm pretty sure with Tom Brady and crew, Tom Brady, he's trying to get in the postseason and stuff. So they're gonna come out fired up, which we should as well. But I'm saying they gonna really, they know what's at stake for them and their team. Far as us, we don't. I mean, it's only, we just need to find out what our identity is on the offensive side. Because we seen what happened last week. There's no offensive identity. Um, if you take an AK and takes him out of the offense. But anyways, I'm just saying they're gonna come fired up. Tom Brady, he's trying to get his team to the postseason. He came back for another year. Messed the man's marriage up, so he tried his best to get his team to the postseason. So they're gonna come out fired up. And I just hope our dogs is ready. Defensively, man, we was able. the way we played San Fran's offense, man, I was shocked. I didn't expect the defense to play that well. If Caden Ellis has to step in again, I trust him. I have faith in him in the run stopping. But they could try him in coverage a lot. And I hadn't seen enough of him in coverage, to be confident he's going to do a good job in that aspect of the game. But we'll see. They're going to try to find they mismatches because they know playing us is going to be a tough game. So you got to try to find the weakest links. Chris Harris going to stand out, and they're going to try to get him in coverage.
Yeah, I mean, and then you have Lattimore coming off an injury, so they're going to try to go at him with Evans. That's not going to really be a shock. Just off the injury alone. I'm very curious about their other running back besides Fournette, White. He's a guy. I feel like our run defense, it hasn't been the greatest. So, and actually, that's saying it lightly. They haven't been all that great at all, really. Did a much better job somewhat last week, but I mean, really didn't matter. But yeah, I just really hope they account for that guy. I'm not really afraid of Fournette, but White, that's the other guy I look at, and Godwin, of course. Godwin, I know this is the first game that he's going to be playing against the Saints since we took him out, man, for the year. So I know he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. So.
Yes. But yeah, the defensive line, they definitely got to get pressure on Brady and crew. They have to do a good job in stopping the run. And far as the receivers, we already know what our defense, what our secondary have to do with those receivers. But yeah, I'm just hoping Lattimore's out there because if not, that could possibly allow Mike Evans to get off on some of these routes and just help that offense out. So hopefully Lattimore is a full go. I believe if Lattimore is playing, if he plays this Buccaneers game, he all the way close to 100%. I don't think because he already know he's going up against Mike Evans. I seen some. I'm not gonna say source, but I seen. I don't know if they done a interview with him this week in practice, but they had him quote saying that he want to get his lit back versus Mike Evans.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I think this defense is going to be fired up against Brady. We talk about the D-line playing better. They have to play better than what they did the first game. I mean, for the first part of the season, the D-line wasn't really doing much, but they are much more active. Some of the guys, they're looking like themselves. Cameron Jordan, he's doing him. Davenport, it would be good to see him this game. But I mean, after all that stuff that happened in the first game, Lattimore gets ejected. Yeah, man, these dudes, I expect them to come fired up. That's how I see it.
Right. But yeah, I mean, hopefully they just using the head this go around. You can't have. I mean, really, they've been letting when it's just Lattimore and Evans, they've been letting it go a little bit. I don't think they really been, too harsh on it. But yeah, when it involved the whole, team jumping in and a little squad, I believe that's how they took it to that level. Even though, I didn't agree with that. Well, we didn't agree with that, but yeah, I just think the whole defense gonna be fired up, man. After that situation happened, then Tampa got on a run, and that allowed them to win that ball game. Yeah, as far as the defense, pretty much, we already know what to expect. We already laid it out. But as far as I know, PJ, he's out tomorrow. Pete Warner got a chance of coming back, so hopefully he does. Who else we got on the defensive side that could? Payton Turner, he's out. Payton Turner's out. Who else we got defensively? Marshawn. So it's possible we can get Pete and Marshawn back on the defensive side. That's going to be, a huge boost for us. Yeah. Well, before we go to the other side of the ball, you good on the defensive side?
Yeah, I'm good on this side of the ball, man. I'm really confident. I think the defense is going to do what they can do, pretty much like last week. It's going to be this other side of the ball that we got to get into, man. Yeah, I'm confident with this defense. Like I said, pretty much the first matchup, and I get so much has happened then, but as good as the defense played last week, even after a big old slugfest week after week, don't forget, man, this defense held them to 0 points for almost a whole half. That's why it sucks that we lost the first game. Um, but yeah, let's get into the other side of the ball, man.
Right. Let's just read a few comments before we go to the other side. I see Jerry said TJ Jones is live now. Shout out to TJ. Brandon said Evan's gonna get clocked and locked by Letty. Hopefully he get the play. Shout out to J Dog 93 said it's do or die this game. Hmm, what you mean? Shout out to you, fam. What you mean by do or die?
I'm pretty sure what he's saying is either, man. I mean, look, let's keep it real. We pretty much already said the season is over. You just earlier you said you ain't even looking at the division and stuff like that. Like it is what it is. Like yes, we are in a position to control our own destiny just as the rest of the division, only because everybody sucks. But we not looking. We just not expecting this team to actually win the division just because how bad they've been. I mean, 0 points is unacceptable. I'm not trying to add on to the post game, but it's just totally unacceptable. But yeah, man. I mean, in a way, he's basically right. It is do or die right now. Play hard, win, or just lose. Right
Facts.
now, I feel like right now the team they plan for. I feel like they're at this point they're playing for the coaches. Um, of course, we want them going. Uh, let's keep it real. We want certain guys going and stuff like that. But right now, it's up to them on how this team, you know, respond, especially after this season. Because man, as bad as it's been, if we don't win another game this season, or even win just maybe one or two more games, man, they might blow this whole thing up. So it's on them right now. So really, right now, it is do or die.
And that's important for the whole Who That Nation to hear. Those facts. Shout out to Jesus Sandoval said, "Let's go Saints. Who that baby?" Shout out to you, Jesus. Welcome back. Hadn't seen you for a minute, fam, but definitely welcome back. So let's
Yeah,
just go to
me,
the yeah, right. Okay, the offensive side of the ball.
yikes. You heard how good I was talking about on the other side of the ball. Now I'm talking about this thing. I can tell you right now, this offense made me so hot last week. I can tell you right now, I haven't been that upset about the Saints in a minute. Just unacceptable, bro. 0 points, and like I said, I don't want to add on a recap, but my goodness, dog. If I'm gonna believe that y'all gonna do anything this time, go around, I would hope that you had scored a single point in the last game. I mean, that's impossible, a single point, but just 3 points, 7 points, something, bro. Give me something to work with, man. Because I mean, look, 49ers defense, I don't know where they are on the rankings. I don't know if they're number one in scoring, total points or what. But look, the 49ers defense is pretty solid, pretty good. They ain't that damn good. And the Bucs defense is not like the Bucs defense is bad. They might not be as good as how they have been the past couple of years. But make no mistake about it, all this dump off passes and all this other stuff, all these, not being aggressive enough going down the field, man, that is not good versus this defense. And you better not turn over the ball versus this defense. I mean, that's the problem we pretty much had as well the first game. So yeah, dog. I'm gonna let you go, ZB, before I. talk about the whole Jesus take the well. Nah, you ain't lying, Anna. For real.
Yeah. Well, the first thing that stands out that comes out to me in this matchup, they won't be seeing Jameis. So the way they're gonna play defensively, they're gonna they're gonna have the same approaches they did
With Drew.
with Drew.
Yep. That 2020 season.
Right? They're gonna keep everything. They're gonna try to keep everything in front of them. They're not gonna have their safeties playing back deep like that. They're gonna keep everything in. They're gonna force Andy Dalton to beat them. I mean, to take the top off the defense. Excuse me. That's basically what they're gonna force Andy to do going into this game. Playing. That's what's.
Look, I mean, look, Kamara, he's good, but he hasn't been as good as, prior. He just really hasn't. In fact, he was a huge reason why we lost the game. Not the sole reason, not the only reason, but he was a huge reason why we lost last game and also scored 0 points. And I mean, our run game hasn't really been effective either. So, and you could run on this Bucs defense. Don't get crazy and think you can't, because you actually can. However, can we run the ball? I'm not so sure, because we haven't had an effective run game in a minute now. I mean, like, the offensive line, they got to do better, whether it's pass, run, block. And we got to get something going. So, I mean, and look, I think Jawan Johnson, he's been a pretty big. I'm not going to say he's been the main guy. Really, I feel like Olave has been the guy, but it feels like we've been needing Jawan to actually step up here and there, along with Taysom. And I think he's on the injury report. He might be out this game. I didn't really look at the injury report coming on this podcast, but
Yeah, he out.
Yeah, so that's huge. So who we gonna be banking on besides Taysom? Adam Trumpman? Oh boy. Not saying that Devin White can cover him, because that was probably one of the only times Adam Trumpman actually did something on this team versus Devin White. So I'm curious to see what they do with that. And I mean, Jawan has definitely been a target for Andy Dalton, even for Jameis. So him being out, I'm just curious to see what we do now. I would like to see Shaheed more, but look, it's funny, man. I feel like as much as we've been talking about having him out there, look, if he doing what he doing with just one play, man, give him the ball more. It felt like they just upped it to 2 or 3, and we still starving. So, man, let's just see, dog. I don't know what else they're gonna do, but obviously they're gonna target Olave. So,
Right.
and Jarvis will be out there. So I mean, there are options out there, but the fact that we haven't been running the ball enough and everything, man, I'm curious to see what we do this time around.
Andy, he can't be conservative. I mean, we're gonna have to have a good game from Andy on this game. Yeah, but all being conservative and stuff. And Andy done showed Glenn. He can stretch the field. I mean, not not like that, but he can stretch it a little bit. He can get you a good 40, 45 yard pass off. But yeah, he gonna have to take some shots. Not too many, but yeah, that first matchup, the way they played Jameis compared to how they gonna play Andy is gonna be two different things, and it's gonna be more concerning playing this way because they was too effective. When they played Breeze, in that last matchup game, because they just kept everything in front of them, and that's what they're gonna try to do going into this matchup. So Olave, yeah, he gonna have to stretch. Like you just brought up, they gonna have to have him out there stretching the field along with him. Get that man the ball. You know what they're gonna try to do to Olave? They're gonna try to take him out. Quentin Davis, I really don't know their injury report. I do know that Winfield Jr. is questionable. Shanti Buntley, he's out. What's the defensive tackle used to play for us? Team Hicks.
Team Hicks, yeah.
I think he's out.
Yeah, those are huge names too. I mean, look, look at the other guys, I'm very curious to see how Logan Ryan is going to go because honestly, I think he was the one who punched the ball out Mark Ingram had in the first game. Um, I mean, look, their safeties is pretty much Keanu Neal and Mike Edwards, I think. And Mike Edwards, if you remember, he had a huge game. He also had a pick six in that first game. So I mean, their safety. Look, Carlton Davis. I think he's fooled. When it comes to a lobby, he's fooled. I think pretty much any of their corners are fooled. However, their safeties, they've had some okay safety play, man. That has helped them. So pretty much, man. You know, we're gonna have to get guys open. Guys gonna have to be open. Just gonna have to rely on more than just a lobby at that. But I think that they're sick. I feel like Logan Ryan though, if he does play, that'll be more of a tough matchup. Because Keanu Neal, man, I think he's a bit of a liability when it comes to certain, pass, just in coverage in general. Not saying that he can't cover at all, but I would much rather him be out there than Logan Ryan.
Facts. And I see a comment by Miss Anna. She said we can't be in the position that he has to force the ball. That's true, Miss Anna. We gotta be able to utilize. We gotta get a running game. And you said it before that comment. You said no running game is killing us. That's right, and it goes hand in hand. We're gonna have to get a running game going. And King hits. He was a pretty good. He's a pretty good run stopper. He still got a little juice. Not having him, that's huge. So hopefully we can get something on the ground going. I know you got Vita Vea there, but I don't know if he gonna be up on Reese's against Reese or Pete. Either or, we should be able to neutralize him hopefully, and we can get a run game going. We can utilize Taysom a lot. Get the run game going up the middle. AK utilize him, and then that can start opening things up for the pass. But we shall see. But you're right, Miss Anna. Brandon said, "Is MOD joining the podcast soon?" I'm not sure, fam. I think he had some stuff going on, but yeah, definitely shout out to Uptown. Shout out to JT said, blessing CB and WD for real. Shout out to you, JT. He also said WB as bad as it is in the South, who comes out to the playoffs? Well, at this point, I mean, I really don't know. I mean, honestly.
I mean, I don't want to talk about what happens in the playoffs, but I mean, I feel like I'm gonna keep it real with you. Honestly, I can't tell you because right now I just think each team, as bad as they are, it's all different, man. We do look. I hate to say it, just being honest, it feels like we are the worst team, but I mean, we have a lot to say about that. Let's say we do win this game and then come off the bye, we can beat Atlanta. Then we probably aren't the worst team in this division, just as bad as we look versus any other team outside of the division, correct? So I mean, I'm just looking at it like this, whoever it is, man, I feel like every team just has their own issues. Bucs offense is bad. Their defense ain't that horrible, but I mean, pretty much the the offense is running them into the ground. You know what I mean? Brady, he's aging, he's on his way out. As far as us go, man, we have a coaching problem. And really, that's the same thing with the Bucs. I think Todd Bowles. I don't think Todd Bowles is all that. You know, I just think like coaching is the huge problem with each of these teams. As far as the Falcons, I think they are a young team. I think they're finding out that Mariota is not the answer. We'll probably see their rookie quarterback play soon. As far as Carolina goes, look, Carolina, they wishy-washy. They do have a defense. They got a lot of talent on their team, but much like them, us, quarterback problems. And now Atlanta, they figured that they got I mean, it's just look, they found out that they got quarterback issues, man, as well. So I mean, yeah, man, we just got too many issues. I don't know who's gonna win, who's gonna come out the playoffs. My bet, to be honest with you, I don't really want to be in the playoffs. I
Me
don't
neither.
want to. I don't want to be in the playoffs, so I'm just gonna say it, man. I feel like the Bucs might be coming out into the playoffs. They don't mean they're gonna do anything, but I do hope we still beat the brakes off them tomorrow. I mean, that could still
Mhm.
happen. That can happen, but that don't mean that we're gonna come out the division. Even if we do that, I can see the Bucs doing it. I can honestly see the Panthers doing it because I mean, the Panthers, they have a defense. They do have a good defense. They've been rotating more quarterbacks than any of the other teams. As bad as our quarterback players have been. So yeah,
That's a fact. Yeah, man. I mean, just like I said, I'm not talking about the division. I just say I don't. I agree. I don't want this team to be in the playoffs. And the number one reason is because we hadn't utilized our team to the fullest potential, to its fullest potential.
we come close.
Have it because we got the pieces. We got the pieces to be up there with the best of the best in the league, and we're sitting here, being a crappy team, due to coaching. That I mean that stands out along with other things, but coaching is the driving force. So no, I don't want to see this team in the playoffs.
I mean, look at everybody that's in the hunt. Look who's in the playoffs right now. Let's see if the season ended today. I mean, what will we do in the playoffs? Like, think about it. Look who we would be going up against. We're going to be playing Eagles the last week of the regular season. By the way, they're number one. The Vikings, um, the Cowboys. I mean, look, we had a match with the Vikings and nearly won that game, but even so, I mean, the Vikings, they've been kind of taking a step, a huge step. Not saying they've been
Mhm.
flawless. They got the behinds kicked by the Dallas Cowboys, but that's another team, the Dallas Cowboys. We can even look at the other teams in the NFC East, man. The Giants. Who I feel like either of those wild card teams, if we can't sit up here and beat teams like Carolina, the Steelers, scoring 0 points versus the 49ers. By the way, the 49ers probably is a team that's going to likely make the playoffs. Any one of those teams that make the playoffs, man, are probably going to beat the bricks off us. So there's no reason, I get the mindset that a lot of fans do have, where well, hey, look, when you get in the playoffs, it's 0-0, right? Anything can happen. Well, here's the thing: coaching plays a huge part, and with DA, I am not confident at all. Just out of everything, the inconsistency, especially on offense with Pete Carmichael, man, I mean, they sitting up here using Taysom frequent. You either have him out there just playing the whole game, or just stop with the nonsense, man. It's like you're putting them in and out. Come on, man. I mean, you putting Taysom in and out like every 2-3 plays, man. Every set of downs, it feel like. It's just weird. Like, it's just slowing the whole game down, letting the defense substitute catch their break. But we ain't got no flow on offense. And then last week, we didn't even score a point. So, yeah, that's how I feel as far as playoff goes. But look, if we were to run the table here, then maybe I'll feel better. But I just don't see it right now.
We have to literally run this table. I mean, that's the only way I'm, gonna be confident we can do. I'm saying if we run the table and actually get in. That's the only hope. But yeah, we hadn't reached our full potential. We could have had a if they didn't trust. I'm not trying to get too off topic. This is the previous show. I just say, I mean, just things like with the Jameis situation. If they didn't believe in Jameis, why not just get another quarterback? Then rolling with Andy Dalton, and you knew his role was to be the backup. If his role was to be the backup quarterback, why not go after? I mean, whoever else they wanted. Well, we could have went. I don't know. I don't know. They could have went with somebody else that they had confidence in. So now we're going with Andy. We know Andy is not the long term answer. I mean, at least Jameis, when you look at age and stuff, he could have had a chance to prove whether he could possibly be, and we know Andy not about to. But now, just kind of the unknown forward. I mean, that's just one thing that stands out with the coaching. So we're really not reaching full potential as a team. There's no kind of hope or anything like that. And honestly, if things continue the way it is, and just say we finish like 6-11 or something like that, it may be best to just start trading away pieces and you know getting draft capital and move that route.
I'm gonna keep it real with you though. I didn't really say this, but let's say we don't get rid of DA and we go 6-11. I'm not trying to trade any pieces. You know why? I have no hope in trading pieces. Like it's bad enough with these guys, right? I love our players. Kamari, he can be playing better right now himself. But I love our pieces as far as the players go. But if DA is still the head coach and we stuck there getting rid of the actual players, man, I'm gonna be pissed. You know what I mean? Think about it. DA stays and Kamara and let's see who else, Mario or whoever just gets traded. I would be pissed, hot, and I can tell you right now, I will not be thrilled for the next season. Just being honest, because I don't care about draft capital and all that. If you still gonna keep DA for real, I mean, I look, we hit on Malavi, right? We gotta see about Trevor Penning, and like yeah, we got players, we got good players. If you can't even do nothing with them, why should I be content with getting draft capital, good compensation, and we got a dude who can't even coach?
That's fast. And speaking of Trevor Penn, I just want to say this comment about him. Um, I hope he pans out well, man. His first NFL debut snap was a damn penalty. I mean, so we just gotta hope the man, ain't causing us a lot of penalties and stuff like that. But yeah, we know the type of grind and grit he has, but hopefully he's not causing us a lot of penalties. So that's still kind of unknown with that. If you a guy that's causing a lot of penalties, it don't matter how talented you is. If you set an offense back, that's not a good thing at all. So hopefully we can get those penalties together and just let the talent speak for itself.
Yeah, and I see Anna Connor. She said we need a quarterback. Of course, I agree with you fully. We need a quarterback, and yet even the fact that we need a new quarterback, I still don't trust DA with him. That's how I feel about DA.
Shout out to Aaron, man, for the B&G Breakdown podcast. Y'all be sure to go check his podcast out. Just give him a shout out. Yeah, man, we having a good day, fam. We're seeing what our Saints gonna do tomorrow. But yeah, basically WD, man. I mean, any other things to add to this matchup? I mean, what else went wrong? The first matchup. I mean, what's gonna be the difference going into this one is
We gotta take care of the ball. Take care of
right,
the ball.
right.
That
Yeah,
when it's all said and done, take care of the ball. This is how Bucs win football games. This is how their defense. I don't think their defense is the greatest. They're not the greatest. However, they are good at getting takeaways, and Brady like takeaways. When the other quarterback is playing bad football, Brady lives off that. Even at the stage he is at in his career, that's what he strive off of. Was watching the opposing team make mistakes, and there he go, to win the ball game. And last time we just did not, look, that's the one thing that went unnoticed. When we've been beating up on the Bucs, not just good defense, the fact that we wasn't turning over the ball on offense. Last year with Taysom, We beat them dudes 9-0. Yeah, they didn't score a single point. But the more important part about it is we didn't turn the ball over. Taysom didn't even turn the ball over one time in that game. And just think, if we turn the ball over at the 50 or any yard line for them, then they can put that into points. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, like, let's say they would have turned the ball over, got 7 points. It's a whole different ball game.
Right.
So yeah, just do not turn the ball over, and that's the huge problem we've been having with this game. We know quarterback play been an issue. We know offensive line play has been an issue. Just not only blocking, but the penalties. This is one of the most undisciplined teams in the league. That's why I don't want to see us in the playoffs. That goes back to DA. Very undisciplined. Number 1 in penalties. Horrific. So yeah, when it's all said and done, by the way, Bucs, they ain't the most disciplined team. Like I said, they have their own fair share of problems as well. In fact, they having similar issues, honestly. The only difference is they got a better quarterback. They got a more experience and the most winning the most winning quarterback. That's the only difference. So we do have a chance tomorrow, but we got to start with not turning the football over. And of course, obviously, scoring points, because I think we forgot how to score points. Whatever the hell that was last Sunday.
Facts. So, man, we pretty much done wrapped everything in a nutshell, man. For the things like from game 1, the fumbles, that Mark Ingram fumble, that turned the whole altitude of the game around, along with that little brawl. But yeah, man, hopefully we correct the things we didn't do game 1. Cut down on the penalties. These are things we've been battling with all season long and hadn't got it right yet on a consistent basis. Andy, he's gonna have to. We can't be conservative this game. We're gonna have to let it loose a little bit. They're gonna have to utilize, the run game. The run game got to be effective. Like I said, they got a few holes on defense as far as the injuries, but let's see what happens, man. Like I said, I'm gonna be, on the couch rooting for our Saints, and hopefully we can bring a W home, man. I don't want to get swept by the Buccaneers. Let's not start that trend. I mean, we've been had their number all these years. Let's not start getting swept by the Buccaneers. So, WD, you got any final thoughts, fam, before we wrap this up?
Man, shout out to the viewers. Shout out to the chat. Man, even after the long season we've had, just a bad season. I mean, look, we can sit up here and run the table. I still would consider this a not good season, because just the fact how we lost games have been traumatizing and bad. And I know the older fans are used to this, Respect to y'all, salute. But just shout out to the chat, much like Uptown said a few weeks ago. Shout out to the viewers, man, for sticking with us even after all this, man. Just just going to show you who's true, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all make this thing go. Man, I don't want to say that I'm too excited, because the way Saints been playing ball just ain't it. However, I have a feeling that we're going to fight tomorrow. Will we win? We'll just see about that. I hope we win. But when it's all said and done, it's all up to the players. And yeah, you can laugh about it. I'll be laughing about it too. Up to the coaches as well to execute.
Thanks.
Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And that's all I got, CB.
Definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. And once again, apologies for delaying the show a couple of days. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow the page, like my co-host said. And just continue rocking with us, man. Appreciate y'all for continuing to stick with us. The season hasn't been going the way we wanted it to go, that it should have been going, but we're still here. We're still going to support our Saints. Let's just hope things can start getting more consistent in a positive way. We got 5 games left. Let's try to finish this thing out strong. Hoping for a good game tomorrow. Who that nation? It's the WDN Chatline podcast, and we're out. Who that?
For life.